Commander HFY's four eyes widened in disbelief as the sensor readings cascaded across his command console. The massive Corvani dreadnought Eternal Dominion had been patrolling the outer rim of the Andromeda trade route when the impossible happened. A human vessel had just dropped out of hyperspace. "Tactical, confirm those readings," HFY commanded, his voice betraying none of the shock that coursed through his chitinous frame. Humans had been extinct for over 3 centuries, wiped out during the Great Purge when the Galactic Coalition deemed their aggressive expansion too dangerous to ignore. "Confirmed, sir," replied his weapons officer, Lieutenant Kesra. "Single vessel approximately 2 kilometers in length. Design unknown. Energy signatures are..." "Commander, these readings can't be correct." HFY studied the holographic display materializing before him. The ship appeared as a sleek, predatory thing, angular yet organic, its hull seeming to shift and flow like liquid mercury. Most unsettling were the energy readings, power output levels that shouldn't be possible even with Corvani quantum reactors. "Sir," his communications officer interrupted, "we're receiving a transmission. It's in the old human language, English. Put it through." The view screen flickered, revealing a figure that made HFY's blood freeze. The being before him was unmistakably human, bipedal with the characteristic pale skin and strange forward-facing eyes. But something was different. The human's eyes held depths that seemed to contain starlight, and when he spoke, his voice carried harmonics that resonated in frequencies the Corvani could barely perceive. "Corvani vessel," the human said, his tone carrying an odd mixture of sadness and determination. "I am Captain Marcus Chen of the Earth expeditionary ship Prometheus. We've been away for quite some time." HFY activated his own transmission. "This is Commander HFY of the Corvani Imperial Navy. Human, your species was declared extinct centuries ago. How do you exist?" A smile played at the corners of Captain Chen's mouth. Not the aggressive baring of teeth that ancient records described, but something far more unsettling. It held the patience of someone who had seen the birth and death of stars. "Extinct?" Chen repeated. "No, Commander. We simply left. When your coalition decided we were too dangerous for this galaxy, we took the hint. We've been exploring what lies beyond the galactic rim, learning from civilizations your people never dreamed existed." HFY's tactical officer leaned forward, whispering urgently, "Sir, our deep scans are indicating that their ship's hull is composed of materials that don't exist in our periodic tables. And there's something else. The vessel appears to be partially phased into subspace." "We've come back," Chen continued, "because we detected the Vexi invasion fleet 3 months ago. Approximately 40,000 vessels, if our calculations are correct. They should reach Corvani space within the next solar cycle." The bridge fell silent. The Vexi were a nightmare from the dark between galaxies, a species that consumed entire civilizations, leaving nothing but dead worlds in their wake. Coalition intelligence had been tracking their approach for years, calculating that even their combined fleets would barely slow them down. "How could you possibly know about—" HFY began, but Chen raised a hand. "Commander, in the centuries we've been gone, we've learned things about the universe that would shatter your understanding of reality. We've walked between dimensions, communed with the beings that exist in the quantum foam, and discovered technologies that transcend the physical laws your scientists consider immutable." As if to demonstrate, the Prometheus began to change. Its hull rippled like water, and sections of the ship seemed to fold in on themselves, occupying spaces that geometry insisted were impossible. Energy readings spiked beyond the Corvani sensor's ability to measure. "We've evolved," Chen said simply. "Not just technologically, but biologically, mentally, spiritually. The humans who left this galaxy are not the same species that has returned." Lieutenant Kesra's voice cracked as she reported, "Sir, they're somehow generating a gravitational field that's affecting our navigation systems. And their ship? It's in 12 different locations simultaneously." Chen's expression grew serious. "The Vexi destroyed our first colony beyond the rim. We tried to negotiate to find a peaceful solution. They responded by consuming the minds of 6 billion humans. The temperature in the transmission seemed to drop. That was a mistake on their part." "You speak as if you can defeat them," HFY said. "Our combined fleets number less than 8,000 vessels." "Commander," Chen replied, "we don't need fleets. We've become something the Vexhi have never encountered. We've touched the source code of reality itself. Learned to rewrite the fundamental forces that govern existence. We've become the apex predators of the universe. The view screen shifted, showing a tactical display of the approaching Vexhi fleet, a dark swarm of ships that stretched across light years of space. "We're going to give you a demonstration," Chen announced. "Consider it a preview of what happens when humanity stops holding back." The Prometheus vanished from normal spacetime. For a moment, there was nothing but empty void where the ship had been. Then, across the vast distance of space, something extraordinary happened to the Vexhi fleet. Stars began to go out. Not destroyed, not collapsed into black holes, they simply ceased to exist, taking entire Vexhi battle groups with them. The invasion fleet's formation dissolved into chaos as ships found themselves adrift in regions where the laws of physics no longer applied consistently. "What did you do?" HFY whispered. The Prometheus rematerialized, its hull now bearing patterns that hurt to look at directly. Geometric forms that seemed to extend into dimensions the Corvani mind couldn't process. "We reminded them," Chen said, "that humanity earned its reputation for a reason. We're not the same species you drove away, Commander. We're something new, something that has learned to make the universe itself a weapon." The tactical display showed the Vexhi fleet in complete disarray, their ships fleeing back toward the galactic rim in terror. "The Coalition thought we were too dangerous 3 centuries ago," Chen concluded. "They were right to be afraid, but for entirely the wrong reasons. We weren't dangerous because we were aggressive. We were dangerous because we were human. And now, after centuries of evolution and discovery, we've become something far more terrifying to those who would threaten innocent life." The transmission ended, leaving the bridge of the Eternal Dominion in stunned silence. As HFY watched the Prometheus disappear back into the cosmic deep, he realized that the galaxy's greatest protectors had just returned home, and the universe would never be the same. The humans were back, and they had not forgotten how to make their enemies fear the dark between stars.